6-point basketball game. Chicago staying in it. Natasha Cloud. And right before the break, this was the scene inside Wintrust Arena after Natasha Cloud got that bucket. She wanted her voice heard. We have talked about the conversations surrounding the W. That is Enes Kanter in the building today. And he has voiced how he's felt about the situation. Natasha Cloud voicing her opinion as well. Kanter was just escorted out.
It is a stupid culture war that people are getting folks caught up in a conversation just so they can continue to say, look, we're the common sense party, and they're still talking about motherfucking,
exactly. Exactly.
They don't know the difference between men and women or women and men. Like, this is just dumb shit. Like, it's like, what are we talking about here, yo? Shut up.
No, it's people on the right want to be like, look how ridiculous people on the left are.
That's
They'll
right.
defend anything, and
That's
they're
right.
not locked in reality.
That's right.
But people on the left fall for it every single fucking time.
What's going on, everyone? So let's get into it. As you saw from the intro, Enes Kanter decided to show up in the WNBA, wear his shirt at woman, adult, human, female, which, I mean, that's what majority of this country believe a woman is, because, recently reports that the WNBA had a task force to try to define what a woman was, and they didn't find a conclusion yet. And this is just ridiculous stuff like this, right? And this kind of stuff, you saw, what's the name? Shauna Main talking about how, oh my God, it's such a stupid culture war. Think about it this way. These people actually believe a woman is not an adult human female, is someone who identified themselves as an adult human female. That's what the left is saying is the definition of woman, that anyone can just decide that they're a woman tomorrow. Enes Kanter can decide he's a woman tomorrow, get drafted by the WNBA, and then score 50 on them night by night, right? This is what they're trying to essentially project into reality, because at the end of the day, the left may disregard this as a dumb culture war because they know they're going to lose this stance if they try to defend it. Every time it's time to define what a woman is, they cowardly run away from the conversation, deflect, try to minimize its importance. But imagine this: if a party can't even tell you in reality what a woman is, they can't even properly articulate what they observe in reality. How they can properly articulate and observe the problems that's facing this country, right? It goes back to what Scott Jennings bring up before, and I think I agree with him here. It's the revolution of common sense, right? And since the day that the left has made common sense a right-wing thing, they have stopped making sense. Careful what you wish for, WNBA. Freedom of speech never looked this good. Somehow controversial. And this is what gets attention. And more than the just boring, we talk about policy stuff here. We try to talk about, look at the differences of process and why it doesn't work. And you got to mix a little bit of this too, because this is what captures the public's interest. The Democrats understand how effective stuff like this is. How Donald Trump won 2024, he spent a lot of his money on the transgender, Kamala Harris saying that prisoners should get sex change surgery. And that had a high conversion rate amongst independents, Republicans, and it boosted turnout for them. You want to keep deflecting from this? Okay, keep at your own political peril, because this is craziness. This is like baffling to me that we're still having this debate, even though majority of the countries agree with the sentiment that, hey, biological reality exists for a reason. You can believe whatever you want to believe about yourself, but you shouldn't force others to conform to your reality. And that is something that crosses your rights. You don't have a right to tell someone else what to do or how to think about you, how to respond to you, unless they're crossing your rights, unless they're threatening your safety. And this is hilarious. You allow, and this is where this is one of the reasons why I think the WNBA ain't profitable either, because it's too damn political. It's too overtly political. It's too overtly left wing. Because you allow a woman to say trans people belong. Okay, cool. Enes Kanter put this women, adult, human, female, and because the players reacted to him and not the transgender deserves to be whatever, he gets kicked out. This is the censorship crap that people are talking about. And the funny part is this benefits you, WNBA players, because we got people at France. Hey, look, I already told you. Julia, I forgot his name. He waiting for you from France. He said, I'm waiting for the call. And people going to watch just to see how far he demolishes you guys. But, I digress. I want to play a clip here of Enes Kanter kind of giving his observations about how he got kicked out and how it led to the situation that you saw in the intro. Let's take a look.
Enes, what happened tonight?
What happened tonight? Good question. So I was literally out there. I mean, I'm a huge fan of basketball, a huge fan of women's basketball, and I was there to watch the game, and I was really excited because I'm a huge fan of the Fevers. And so I was just literally just there to just watch the game. And then first half went amazing. I was having so much fun with my friends and stuff. And then it was towards the end of the third quarter. And Sophie Cunningham shot a three. And I put my hands up to celebrate, right? Literally a couple position later, Natasha came back and started screaming and yelling and said, she's not going to sleep with you. And I was like, I am not trying to sleep with her. I'm just here to protect women and support her. And then obviously after that, she started yapping and she started to walk towards me. And literally I just got up and then I was like, I'm just here to protect women and that's all, right? And then she started to yell. She started to use some very heavy language. She started to actually cuss. And I was very shocked that there were a lot of kids and there were a lot of teenagers was at that game. And I just cannot believe that she was just cussing and using those F-bombs in front of all these kids. And that is not, I mean, I'm sure like she's loved in Chicago and many kids and idolizing her and stuff, but that's not and a WNBA athlete should react, you know? And then anyway, and then after that, the security guy, came and then I was like, listen, you need to leave. I was like, can you please tell me why do I need to leave? They said, look, you just need to leave. And then they literally, I don't want to say they dragged me, but like they pretty much like pushed me to leave the gym. And then after that, I had a conversation with the police officers, which I respect a lot. I was like, listen, I was just there to protect women.
Now, as a basketball fan, I don't think this is good for the WNBA. The fact that it's so politically charged, and we can spring it up to just being part of the times nowadays. But end of the day, who started this stuff? The left. I'm sorry, the left started this stuff. They was being aggressive. They're the ones who was trying to get people to lose their jobs because they have the wrong political opinion. And this is the backlash. This was the fight, right? Republicans couldn't take this line down, or conservatives couldn't take this line down, and now everything has become politicized. As much as the left wants to try to pretend, oh, the right is the one that bring this stuff up, it's you guys were pushing this up through education, college. It started with you guys trying to teach this concept, this ideology to children, and then it filtered up. And now a lot of people are having zero tolerance for this stuff. Live in reality or else. Look at this. I just got kicked out of the WNBA game for supporting women. Let that sink in, America. And I don't think this is good for the WNBA. I talk about it. The only time you hear anything good or anytime the WNBA is in the news is due to some political ish. And it goes by what happened in the beginning of this video of him even coming into the place, that it became a whole political kind of statement. And what Jordan used to say, that Republicans buy shoes too. And this is something that the WNBA is essentially splitting America on, for the fact that they no longer want to take a position that 80% plus Americans agree is the true position. Women are adult human females. And you want to talk about free speech and all this stuff, but you have different standards depending on who says what. If someone says a left wing messaging, you guys are fine with it. If someone says a right wing messaging, you're not fine with it. Make it make sense. If you're gonna allow politics and you're gonna use the political culture war to boost up your ratings, WNBA, at least be fair to both sides. Because what the WNBA player did to Enes Kanter, apparently she's supposed to be fined for that. Right? You're a paying fan and you have to be forced to leave. You didn't say anything derogatory. You just celebrated a player that you have a preference for. And player got mad over you celebrating because they can see your shirt, or they know that you're trying to be in the WNBA, and then call you gay on an interview. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. This is how the WNBA's image looks like crap. You're a player. You finished getting mad about Enes Kanter's shirt because he defining what a woman is, and you feel like that's harmful for trans people. Then you go on an interview and say, "Oh man, that's some gay stuff," using "gay" as a derogatory term, and this is supposed to be. You see how you see how the woke purity test backfires on you on these people? Crazy work. But I digress. Let's talk more about the political atmosphere that surrounded the Fever versus Liberty game.
Women speak! Let women speak! Trans lives matter! Trans lives matter!
Outkick reporters were in that crowd and caught up with some of the women rallying to protect female athletes. Watch.
I think that it's also showing that the narrative is kind of twisted. All we're asking for is privacy, safety, and an equal playing field. And that's not what we're getting right now from high school to here. And that's all we're fighting for.
The WNBA needs to take a leadership position. The commissioner needs to stand up and she needs to say, we're going to test for sex, put all of this chaos behind them, and focus on basketball.
Prior to the game, Sophie Cunningham herself had this to say about the debate. Quote, "I do think that's something America can get better at, maybe not always agreeing with people, but also showing peace and love. It's okay to disagree."
And this is the kind of passivity that I'm talking about, is because damn well the left is not going to allow that to happen. Like they don't care about passivity. They don't care about being okay with to agree to disagree. They want to hurt you. Like, this is what I noticed. Like, people on the left wants to hurt you if you don't agree with them. Look how violent they get, right? I can show you numerous videos of right-wing people, right, asking simple questions or having discussions and trying to, say their piece, and the left person attacks them, assaults them. Numerous videos online. You don't even need. I don't even need to show you. You see it. It just shows the derangement here. And I don't want to speak too long on this, but Enes Kanter, you can. Oh, sorry, Enes Freedom. I know a lot of people say he's looking for clicks. He's looking, sure, that could play a part in it. But when you want to use this idea of victimhood, and this is what I'm talking about with the victimhood Olympics, right? 2 former players, 3 G League players, 3 European players say that if the WNBA won't change the rules, they'll enter the 2027 draft. Because at the end of the day, these people, this is one thing you say, if you want to change the liberals' mind, all you have to do is force them to live their values, live out the ideas that they push. Because as far as I can see, the WNBA say, oh, we stand with trans women and all this stuff, but there's not a single trans woman in the sport. That's the hypocrisy that Enes Freedom is calling out. And no word for the WNBA, no word for the player about the lack of representation, right? You care about representation so much, right? Oh, we need more black women represented in the W. But then where's that energy for the trans people? Where's that energy for the trans athletes? Especially when you don't have something that defines a woman in your league. Make it make sense. And then they show the pay, right? On the bottom, I'm covering it. That a G League player gets paid $45K versus a WNBA player getting $1.4 million. And essentially, if you look at the product, they tend to be better players. I'm sorry. That's the reality. So Enes Kanter here, he's going to use this as a billboard to kind of continue to attack this line, because this is what the people in the protesters was acknowledging. Hey, W, define what a woman is, put all this behind you. And the wishy-washy, the indecisiveness, it's only making this stuff more polarizing. That's just my thoughts. I'd like to hear yours in the comment section as we wrap up this video.
Now listen to me very carefully. So far, I have spoken with 2 former NBA players, 3 G League players, and 3 European players. They have all said that if the WNBA won't change the rules, we are ready to join the movements, and we are considering coming out as women and putting our names in the 2027 WNBA draft. Here
and leftists can get mad, but at the end of the day, live out your values. Oh, he's not being sincere and all this stuff. So what? You just say, oh, we don't want to follow gender norms. Who said that to be a woman you have to shave off your beard, you have to go do sex change surgery, you have to do hormone changes? Who decides that? You see where the issues start messing up? If I say, hey, a woman is an adult human female, it don't matter if she got a beard, nothing. In biology, she's a human female. Okay, hey, you playing. You that's her gender, let's go. But you don't have those terms defined. This is the hypocrisy that gets exposed from the left. that they have all these rules for conservatives, but they have no rules for their own side. And they feel, oh, I feel like he's using this for political purposes. So what? Many people feel like trans people in large are doing this so they can participate in the victimhood Olympics. That's how I feel about it. The same way that a lot of people looking at Enes Freedom here, trying to identify as a woman so he can go play and get a clicks, get an influence. The same way the left feel that way, many people on the right feel that people who participate in transgender ideology, who wants to present themselves as the opposite sex, we feel like you're doing the same thing too. You want attention, you want to play a victim, you want to be outraged about something. A lot of these people tend to be white people. Why? Because white people are the total are on the bottom of the victim Olympics. And these left-wing people want to be part of the victimhood class. So what they do, what's the easiest thing you can do as a white person if you want to be part of the victimhood Olympics? Identify yourself as a transgender person, right? Try to play the victim and try to force and bully people into accepting laws where they enforce a code of you. If we deny your reality, you can send us in jail. That's how a lot of people, that's how I read the transgender ideology stuff. But I'll leave it off there. I mean, look, hey, time to live up to your values, leftists, right? You say anyone can identify as a woman. Okay, so he wants to identify as a woman. Now what? Oh, he has to do now there's conditions. Now you want to move the goalposts. A woman is anyone who defines themselves as a woman until Enes Freedom says, yeah, I want to do that so I can go to the WNBA. Now there's the conditions. Oh, he got to do hormone treatments. He got to do all this stuff. Well, okay, but it's not defining the WNBA. I'm just saying the fact that there's a lot of political polarization around the WNBA, I think is not helping them. It's not going to help them in the long term. At the end of the day, Enes Kanter, even if you stop Enes Kanter and all these other guys, you know for sure are going in there just to make a statement. I mean, Clay Tavis from Outkick, all he has to do is actually recruit people who actually believe that they're transgender people and make them enter the WNBA draft. And your league is cooked, and people are going to watch it. Viewership is going to go up because people are going to see, okay, let's see how this trans woman dominate y'all. Tell me I'm lying. The WNBA is I don't see it as a real league. Sorry guys, I'm gonna get cooked in the comment section, but I don't see the WNBA as a real league. I see college women's basketball more as a professional sport than I see the WNBA, because the WNBA seems to me more like a charity case, and they treat it that way. This is not me. The WNBA players themselves treat the WNBA like a charity case. They have no professionalism. They say anything they want. All this drama off the court. No professionalism. How am I supposed to respect that as a basketball fan? It's too distracting. We don't watch the WNBA for basketball. We watch it for drama. Either they lean into that or they make steps to remove it from the equation. But I digress. Let me know your thoughts and perspective in the comments section. I'll be and share what you guys have to say. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, please share this video if you feel so inclined. It really does help me out in the algorithm. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.